Hey, everybody. How are y'all doing? I hope everybody's doing good. Um, I have been paying attention all day to the hurricane, and I tell you what, this weather. I want to talk about Sebastian tonight and go over the rest of Smiley's interview, but I feel kind of bad because there's people that, their lives are being affected right now. So I kind of feel guilty about it. But I was going to check real quick and see. Um, I've been watching JLR because he is right in the storm, all of it. And then about the time we go live, the eye wall goes across. So everything's all calm. But I will show y'all. Let me see if I can do this. And it's just a picture that I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to share this real quick. Can y'all see this picture okay? It's real kind of blurry, but this was the Earth Cam, and this is at Naples, Florida. And if you can see where this pier is, and as you go to the end of that pier out there, look at that storm surge that's fixing to come in. Look how high up that water is that is fixing to pile up on top of this beached area. Can you see how it just goes up? Isn't that crazy? And then let's see, JLR was driving around, and there wasn't much going on with him. He was in Tampa. Let's see. JLR's in Tampa. Okay, let's show you what Tampa looks like.
We got debris. We got debris. I wonder what happened at Bradenton Beach.
Okay. Tell you what, there's such a lag going on tonight. Oh, it's crazy. Thank you all for being here tonight. Blue Eyes and Miss Janice and TJ. I appreciate y'all. Always, always. But yeah, it's pretty crazy out there. There was some bad tornadoes that hit. I tried to find the picture, but I can't find it. But that tornado was huge, fat. It was humongous. And it hit the police department there. Hey, Yogi, how you doing? But yeah, y'all pray for Florida, man. They are just getting hammered. And once it started to go in, it went in fast. And it shifted down further below Tampa. So the bad parts where everybody really wasn't expecting it to be. Oh, yeah. That water spout that came out, that was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Yeah. So, thanks to TJ who sent us a good little clip to watch tonight. I'll tell you what, Sebastian, I feel bad for this child. No one knew what was going on with his life. It's crazy. It's insane. So I'm going to go ahead and play this for us. And I want y'all to listen real close when it comes to Sebastian's Chromebook. It's insane. Okay, thumbs up or down if you can hear it.
I just thought it was interesting that she said that he didn't have one. Like he didn't bring any school devices home with him. You know, that was assigned to him.
Can y'all hear that? All right, here we go. I'm going to go backwards. We're going to start over. Here we go.
I just thought it was interesting that she said that he didn't have one. Like he didn't bring any school devices home with him. You know, that was assigned to him.
Then how is he doing homework? Paper. They don't.
I know here they don't even give these kids textbooks anymore here in Arkansas, at least in my area. It's all done on the laptops.
Same here. Yeah.
Here it is. Okay, that was back on the 21st of April. I asked, I said, did he have a tablet or a laptop assigned to him that he brought home to work on? I think you told me that he didn't, but I just wanted to clarify. And she said, no, Sebastian did not have a school laptop. And I said, did he get an award for online class for FFA? So yes, it was FFA. And she said, not that I know of. And I said, well, I saw a video of a girl from the high school that gave an award to Seth on his behalf because he completed a certificate online. And I said, and you didn't know that? I said, it was for the Green Hand Award. And she said, nope, going to verify on Monday. But no, he didn't get one from the school that we know of, and he did not finish his classes.
So it's crazy. Crazy that Hey, everybody coming in. I appreciate y'all being here. We're listening to a clip about the Chromebook. And y'all, it's just sad. Sad, sad, sad. I don't think anybody knows anything when it comes to this child's life. But hang on, I need to turn that down. Okay, here we go again. Let's listen.
Sheila S., I had asked her if he had one because Michelle, my admin and best friend, lives in Tennessee. I've had other friends that live in Tennessee to tell me that it's a Tennessee state law that all kids are assigned a Chromebook in the state of Tennessee. Now, different states may have different things, but in Tennessee, all students are assigned a Chromebook.
Okay, so hi everybody. My name's Autumn Hurst, and I'm a student here at Beach High School. I'm a senior this year, and so I am an FFA. I was an FFA officer on our chapter, and Sebastian was actually, sorry, I'm not used to public speaking, but so as a freshman at Beach High School, you can take a class called AgriScience that introduces you to FFA, which is Future Farmers of America. So even though Sebastian Rogers was not involved in the class physically, he actually was able to complete classes online that he actually was physically able to take. So even though Sebastian Rogers was not involved in the class physically, he actually was able to complete classes online that he actually was physically able to take. So even though he may not have been in the class itself with my advisor, he was able to complete that online in order to earn a certificate, which is called a green hand degree. So I am here today to actually present that to him, to his dad himself. That way he can know how hard his son has worked. That way he can know how hard his son has worked.
Now, did you notice while Seth's on stage getting an award for his son, Katie and Chris were at a motorcycle shop? I just don't get it. Don't get it. But there's more. So here we go.
The call went out before 6:39.
Well, they have it at dispatch at 6:39. The sheriff's department.
Well, call went out before then.
I'm just only giving you what
No, I understand. I mean, my phone logs and everything's been downloaded and recorded, and they have it. So that's why I'm like, I know it didn't go out at 6:39. They've taken all of our devices. They've scanned them all. They've done all that fun jazz.
Now, had they kept y'all's phones or did they give them back?
No, they gave them back. So the day all that went down, I mean, this is not anything pertinent, so they didn't really give a shit if we said this. So they walked in the house, they asked us, and, we were sitting down, me and my wife were sitting at the table. Seth was outside his truck, I think on his phone call, or he was talking to somebody. But they had asked us initially about, about phones and stuff like that. And I said, I don't care, here's my phone. I gave my phone, said, here's the passcode, signed a release form. Kenny did the same. I went outside and said, hey, they want to bring your phone and come inside, they want to talk to us. He was okay, and I said, all right. I said, well, they took our phones, and I think they're gonna ask you for the same, sign a release form or something, I don't know. So then they took the phones, they go off wherever they go and they do their thing. Well, we went all day, no phones, absolutely nothing. My phone back first. And I think Katie got hers and then Seth got his, or vice versa. I think it's I went mine, hers, and his, in that order. But they were not, simultaneously. It was spaced out.
Now, let me ask you, did they also go through Sebastian's devices as well?
They still have them.
Did he also have he had a tablet?
I think at his dad's house.
And his phone, and then his switch.
Here he had his Chromebook, his Switch, and his phone.
Is
Yeah.
there a reason why?
Lord, what is it? Oh my gosh, y'all, we just lost our smiley link. Ah! Okay. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, TJ, for helping us out with that one. Special kudos go out to Spirit Seeker. I am going to pull that up and get her link, and I have not had a chance yet to put it in the description, but I will. And yeah, sorry for your loss, Yogi. It's a hard thing. I know. It is really hard. And then to have these parents that just don't care. It's sad. Very sad. Let me see. I'm going to get her do this real quick. Sorry, I am not on point. Spirit Seeker Squad. There we go. Let me get her channel link and I will share it with you. And y'all go sub up to her. We appreciate what she's done. And let's see. Here we go. Oh, I always go one way to try to copy it, and it copies everything. So this new laptop I got it's backwards from anything I've ever used. So I'm trying to no. Y'all, I give up today. I give up. Of course, I am out of my vape juice. So, yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those little things there where I just want to scream at everybody. But I will make it. Y'all, I cannot do this. It's not letting me. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to do it later. Spirit Seeker Squad. Amazing channel. Go listen. Sub up. Thank her for the video. Okay. Now. Oh, I tell you. You're mad now. How to do it. Do your moms know how to do it? I don't know. Blue Eyes, do you know how to go get her? She's the only one that's here. Let's see. There's Miss Janice, if she's still in here. You know, I haven't had a Pepsi. I don't have any vape juice. I'm a little edgy. So y'all be patient with me for a little bit tonight. And I'm going to find Smiley again. Pull up this video. I had it saved. ready to go. And things have been glitchy all day with our internet. Okay, let's see. Yay. Okay. Found it, and it was saved where we were. Yay. Okay, that's all right. I'm just trying to get Spirit Seeker Squad's channel link and then copy it and paste it into chat. I'll try to do that while we're watching the Smiley's live, okay? Sorry, guys. I'm just kind of blah. I'm rubbing my legs. I'm kind of antsy here, but anyways, here we go. Let's get to listening to some more of this. You know, Seth didn't know that he was getting this award. Katie had no clue. We heard her words. No clue. Chris is over here clueless, but he knew he had a Chromebook. Katie said he didn't have one. Chris says he has one at his dad's house. Well, he didn't go to school at his dad's house. So is it a school one? Nobody knew. So if no one in that home that lives with him in that house knew he was taking this online class, doing this, had no clue, then how are they so sure that he didn't meet up with somebody? They're so sure that there was no way. Yogi. That's funny. I just don't get it. How do you not know what your kids are doing school-wise? I had 3 of them. I kept up with them. We knew what their homework was. I knew what they were taking in classes, what classes they took. And they don't even know about one course? It's crazy. Kind of tells you right there that look at Blue Eyes. Woo woo. Thank you, girl. Thank you for doing that for me. I appreciate it. But yeah, they had no clue. Or did they? But while Seth is getting the award that they didn't know about, Katie and Chris are over there looking at motorcycles in another town. And yet we're supposed to defend them, take up for them, defend them. And we're supposed to attack Seth, the dad that was at the vigil, the dad that got the award. I mean, how is that supposed to make sense? Because none of that does make sense. And those that support Katie and Chris, they want to trash us because we support Seth. That does not make sense. Not at all. Because a parent would do anything and everything above and beyond to find their child. Not go motorcycle shopping while you have the opportunity to be at a vigil and people are there for your child, but you can't be there for your child. Everything just went black. Lord help me. Hang on, okay? It's this light, I swear. Ah, I'm back. I don't know if my light's going out or what. Yes, he was ignored, Yogi. It is so sad. You know, and then we're getting attacked because we're not following and falling at the feet of the parents that he lived with. Hey, y'all get away from that. Go over there and lay down. Go. Hey, Kimmy K. I am in Texas. I'm in East Texas. But yeah. Yeah, Yogi, 100%. I'd give anything if I could just go out and find him. My son. It's not an option. And yet they have the option to go, but they don't. And it's sad. Hey, Barb, how you doing? Hope you're well. Every time I see your name, Barb, I think of Beulah Land. It's an old gospel song. It was my mother's favorite. Oh, yeah, we're kind of close. We should meet in the middle sometime. But, yeah, guys, it's so sad that I can't help but think they know something more than we know. I can't help but think that they know where he is. They know whether they should be looking or not looking for him. And, you know, if we all followed their lead, nobody would be looking for this baby. But let's get on with yeah, exactly, TJ. It's just so much crap, you know. It's ridiculous. It is. Okay, well, let's get on with Smiley's video she did. We're going to talk a little bit about it. Y'all give me your opinions. You know, if something comes up and you want to talk about it, just say, hey, stop. We'll stop it. So, okay, here we go.
Word. Where you try to get him together with other children like that, or maybe that was invited over to your house, or can you give me a day, like what it was like for him around other children, somebody outside the family?
So Sebastian struggles with maintaining friendships with a lot of the children his age because even with the children that are similar, they tend to have different interests. Sebastian gets very like single mind tracked. Like if he's wanting to talk about like Minecraft, then he wants you to be 100% all about the Minecraft. And so a lot of times, like other children will be like, yeah, that's cool, but I want to do this. And he'll be, so they wind up getting frustrated with each other. And that's where a lot of his like struggles making friends come into play, is
And
because
personal space.
yeah, personal space is also another part of it, where he disregards like what we call the personal bubble. Just because he just doesn't have that awareness. Like he'll just be right here in your face. But he's capable of getting along with other kids. I mean, and he does, but typically for shorter periods of time. At school, he does pretty well with a lot of the kids. But even that, you know, they have to take breaks, you know, because not him, but not just him, but, you know, even the other kids, they each have their unique interests and their unique ways of thinking and doing things. And so they get to each other and they have fun. And then, you know, something will happen and one or both will get frustrated. And so they got to, you know, time out and whatnot. You know, we have met some kids, especially like, because I like to take them out and go do things, especially in like public settings like the festivals and bowling and stuff like that, to get them out and get them, you know, it gives an opportunity to interact and work on those like kind of social skills and meeting people and being appropriate when meeting people, responding, you know, with appropriate emotions and stances. You know, like if someone's being polite and says hello to you, to match that energy and not come at a different energy, you know. And we have like a scale that we work on, you know, like what is the problem that's frustrating you, you know, is it like a 0, 1, 2, 3, and then okay, well, what's your response to that, you know, type thing. So yes, he does interact with other children and people, but he struggles to form those like stronger bonds with people.
Was he starting to notice girls yet?
I think so, although he's in denial. He don't want to tell mama that he likes girls.
Yeah. Were y'all a part of a church or anything like that?
Yes. So we attend. So hold on.
We attend church.
Yes, we do attend church. Now, are we tied to one particular church more so than others? Probably not. But if we go, we tend to frequent the one called Freedom Church. It's up in Gallatin, Tennessee.
Did Sebastian like that? Did he like to go and?
Yeah, when he was in church, so the kids area, oh my God.
They've got a phenomenal youth program.
Yeah. I bet he liked to sing and stuff like that, right?
He likes to dance.
Yeah, dance.
I mean, now granted, what you call dancing, what I call dancing, and what he calls dancing, totally different.
He's definitely got a unique rhythm.
Yeah.
Why is it important to say that? I just don't get it. You know, if you're going to have a kid that's missing, why in the heck are you going to tell all about the bad parts? And who cares how he dances? My gosh, they haven't seen me dance either. They think it was crazy. But it doesn't matter. It's him. It's how he dances. You know? I don't know how Seth does it. There was the whole panel guest on Web Sleuthin', and the way Chris talked to Seth, it was as if Seth was in 6th or 7th grade and Chris had to reprimand him. And Seth stayed calm. His voice was calm. He was cool. He was smooth. I would have lost my shit, y'all. I really would. Oh, yeah. I bet you he can't dance either. But, I mean, it's him. Who cares? He enjoys it. It made him happy. But, of course, they have to bring it up, And it's always the negative. They didn't say whether he enjoyed reading the Bible and learning. None of that. But by golly, let's make sure we talk about how just off key he is when he dances. Yeah. Yeah, TJ, they don't care. It drives me insane, y'all. It's crazy. Yes. It doesn't matter whether they're together, they're both separate. I have yet to hear a lot of positive. These two, they don't know positive. Yeah. Kimmy K, you and me both. But I tell you what, if Chris Proudfoot ever talked to me the way he talked to Seth, he wouldn't have no eyeballs left. Hey, y'all stop. Sorry. Go. Y'all, since I broke my right arm, my nerves and stuff are messed up. I can't snap. So I have to get over there with my left hand. But yeah, they glad it wasn't me he was talking to. Everybody be glad that's not. I wouldn't put up with it. Nobody deserves to be talked. Not even my dog deserves to be talked to that way. Oh, yeah. There's no rule book on how you're supposed to dance. My golly. It's how I felt the music. And that's beautiful. Okay, here we go some more.
Yeah.
Oh.
But he loves to dance.
Yeah. And that makes me think, I mean, just the music he said he liked Eye of the Tiger and different things. I mean, it just makes me, it just makes me smile. I just want I want him to find him. I mean, and I know you do too. It's just, we got to ask these questions and we got to look and search. Somebody was saying on the Nancy Grace today, and then, by the way, is there any reason why y'all didn't go on that show today too?
We were not invited.
We didn't know about it until after. Okay,
because that's what I heard. Yes, they said that he did throw tantrums. They did say that. Okay, so there was a guy on there that said, and I'm sure y'all watched it, that said everything needs to be re-looked at, researched, but everything needs to be spread out more areas,
We've been pushing to spread the search because with the amount of people that we've searched with and had search, and all the volunteers and all the law enforcement with the area that they searched for so long, we feel like if he was that close to home, we should have been able to find him. And so we've been searching out farther than just like within the 5 mile radius, but we've been pushing out and we've been searching farther away from the house, looking for any signs and posting those signs all the way to the state line and then some.
I don't know that they've been searching. They might have put out some flyers, but I don't think there was any searching. Even the campground, that Yogi Bear campground, Easy Days, had no clue about Sebastian. None. Silver's on the scene. He went there. He talked to him. He asked them. They had no clue. No flyers were ever put up. You know, it's so frustrating to listen to them because they sound like they have really just exerted themselves. But not one bit. Yeah.
In all directions.
And welcome, R. Taylor. Thanks for being here. Anybody else that came in, welcome, and thank y'all for being here.
Now, did you like somebody thinks that well, not somebody, people think that y'all have not been doing the flyers. I mean, but y'all have been doing the flyers, is that correct?
Absolutely, we have.
You absolutely have. Okay.
So let me help some people with some information about things. When it comes to searching, flyers, those signs that people have taken pictures and posted on Facebook that say missing, the yard signs.
Yes.
Those came from us. My mother is a real estate agent. We've got some friends in the business that can help do things, and my mother was able to get the signs for us. So the signs have been distributed between me and Katie and my mother. We've got some.
Can everybody stand up and give them applause? Sounds to me like they are just on the move, working hard. Yes, way to go. Not.
Got some really great friends in the family. We got a great community who we have handed signs out to, and they have gone out and placed them. Flyers, we've had, I can't tell you the amount of support that the community has put together as far as helping us with these flyers. We go to make copies of a flyer somewhere, and we asked them, said, look, I just need to know how much it's going to be for this many. And bless everybody that has done this, because a lot of people will only have us pay for 100 of them, but they'll give us 500 of them.
Mm-hmm.
We've got people in the community that when they hear it, they're like, no, we're paying for that, not y'all, we are. I'm like, no, I appreciate it. I really do. If anything, we'd like to give you some, you can pass them out, whatever. So it's been out there. There's billboards across this entire state. I can tell you personally, from Memphis, Tennessee, all the way to Nashville, going down 40, between 240 and I-40, there's at least 7 billboards that were out there posting Sebastian. There was some in Rivergate, some in Madison. There's some out toward Knoxville. I mean, the reach that we have gotten put out there, we've gotten a company that will have in Spanish and in French.
Oh, that
flyer.
Okay, Spanish and French, that's great. But did y'all hear him say there was one in Hendersonville, in the town where Sebastian actually went missing from? Because he never mentions that. That's never been anything I've ever heard anybody say, that Sebastian's billboard was in the town where he went missing. Do they not think there's a possibility that he could still be there somewhere? Somebody might have seen him. You would think that would be the first place. Yeah, they donated money. They didn't do the work to get it. You're right, R. Taylor. It's crazy.
Fires
Um,
are
mhm,
being pushed all the way up into Canada.
mhm.
We're reaching out. We've got great family and friends and blessed people out there. Like I said, if we've never meet you, and I am sorry, I wish we could. I wish we could shake everybody's hand and give everybody a hug, regardless of how you feel or what you think. But the fact that you keep his name in the public view alone, we can't thank you enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I tell everybody every day, look, I don't care who does it. If I see it, you might see on my community page, everybody's shared 100 billion times. I just want his name and face out there too. And whew, it's a lot. I seriously I have a lot of passion for these cases, the ones that I choose to do. I really do. I'm not big. I grew up, I was born and raised right there in Nashville. I have family right down from y'all. And I have a teacher over at Beach High School. And, it means a lot to me, this case right here. And it touches my heart for so many different reasons. And, it makes me want to cry right now. It does. You have a beautiful son and a handsome son, a stepson, son, whatever you want to call it, Katie. And, it breaks my heart. It does. I can't tell you. I'm nobody special. I just get on here and I know how to use my mouth, and I think outside the box, and I will keep his name and everything out.
Well, if you don't mind me, so I don't know how to say this any other way, and please forgive me because it's going to sound like
Say it.
It's going to sound very jerkish, but I don't want softball questions. People wanted to ask me the hard questions. By golly, let's get these hard questions out. Sorry, but I just.
Well, let me start. Okay, have you ever had CPS called on you before?
Yes.
Okay, and you don't have to go into it elaborate or anything like that. That was the question that I had, and that happens, sometimes, especially when you have a child who is, has special needs and stuff. That's hard.
I'll be honest with you. I've had CPS called on me in 2 states, New Mexico and Tennessee.
And did that include with Sebastian?
Tennessee was Sebastian, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And in fact, Sebastian here, like I said, I got nothing to hide. So Sebastian went to school one day because we were at the house. He got in trouble. He didn't have a belt on.
Ho. Hold up. 2 cases, he says. 1 in Tennessee, 1 in New Mexico. Later, in another interview, he tells us that because Sebastian came up missing from their house, there is a CPS case. That makes 3. But he doesn't want to tell us that part. That sounds real bad. Doesn't matter what we're fixing to hear. That's even worse. But there are actually 3 cases from what we've been told.
I was like, where's your belt? And got it. Whack. Got him. So he goes to school and he tells the teacher. They're mandatory reporters. So the teacher reports it.
Mm-hmm.
That afternoon, CPS shows up to the house while we're actually sitting down to eat dinner. Now, mind you, 15-year-old child, he's not real happy because he's in trouble, so he's being punished. So he shows, he makes a report. They come to the house. And the lady who comes to the house is the same lady we've had. She's had a case before.
Wait, what was that? She's had a case there with them before? She knows them? How many cases are there actually? Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Now, the case that was before was something that didn't even happen, and it's like 3 stories that were shoved into one. And when they finally got it debunked, they were like, "Oh, he got so mixed up in telling one story, it mixed into 3, and it caused a commotion." Well, they canceled that out. So the one
3 stories into one? So there's been 3 other times. Is that what he's saying? There's 3 other times? Excuse me. 3 other times. He mixes those 3 stories.
the one on me, she shows up, and I said, "Hey, how you doing? It's her again." She's like, "Oh, hey." She's, "Hey, I already don't." She's like, "Don't tell me anything, but I'm gonna tell you what I know happened." And I said, "Okay." She goes, "Blah blah blah." She told me exactly what happened. I said, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "Oh my God." I said, "Yes, ma'am. This is how it's been." Sebastian thought by telling on me, making it sound like I was so horrible.
Oh, you cut out. You cut out just a minute.
It's funny how, excuse me, I got choked up there for a second, but he cuts out in the middle of a lie. Isn't that something? God's, I think, telling him, you need to shut up, dude.
You cut out. Oh, there you go. Okay.
That I was going to get in trouble over something stupid. And I was like, "No, Sebastian, you got punished, man. You got punished." And he was like, but, and I was like, "You got punished." And the lady took him outside. She goes, "Sebastian, just because you get in trouble and you get punished, you need to understand when you go and you say things about people and you lie and you fabricate things and you make it sound worse than what it is, sir, you can get in trouble for that." So that happened. And the lady was like, "I am so sorry." And I said, "No, he's just a child. He's upset. It is what it is. I'm okay with it."
Mm-hmm.
You know, he sat that back down at the dinner table and was like, "See, eat your food."
So who believes this CPS story that he's telling us? Who believes this crap? You know, yes, R. Taylor, exactly. I am so relieved to know that this CPS worker was removed from her position. This child went to school and told his teachers. They felt it was enough to contact CPS. And then he gets in trouble for it. He's punished. What's he punished for? What did that child do so wrong to be punished? He didn't have a belt on. Big whoop. You know, I mean, a belt. He went to school. He told his teachers what happened. His teachers actually thought it was their duty to call and make a report because a child was hit with a belt. For a CPS worker to walk in and he say, "Oh, wait, don't tell me. Let me tell you what happened." And then, no, that's not how it works. But yet, that's exactly what's happened. And Sebastian is punished. If he didn't have a daggum belt on, could you imagine what his punishment is? He never mentioned what his punishment is. Because he didn't have a belt on, he got whacked with the belt. Remember? Whack. So what was his punishment? Because I think if it was just the whack with the belt, he would have said his punishment was that morning when he got whacked with the belt. No. For Sebastian to sit down and then start eating and it's like nothing ever happened, that's awful quick. Really quick, like, and you're like, hey, see how fast he gets over it? That whack was that morning. That wouldn't be very fast. So what punishment did he receive? I just don't understand a parent feeling the need to whack a child with a belt because they didn't put a belt on. You told him to go get his belt. Well, he went and got it. You didn't say there was any feedback from him. He wasn't complaining. He wasn't causing a ruckus. You said he went and got his belt. Instead of letting him put it on and go on to school, you, Chris, felt the need to whack him. Your words, not mine. Your story, not mine. But in my opinion, there is nothing right about any of this. Nothing. And that happened at the end of January. And the last time you saw him was the very 1st of February. Makes you wonder if you were really asked to leave the house while that case is pending. Let's listen to some more of his stories.
And we went back and everything's been fine.
Yeah. That girl wants to know what was he wearing when they went to dinner. Maybe he returned, if it was his favorite place, I guess, to the restaurant. Katie, you remember?
We may have lost her.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, she's been going in and out. Okay, we'll save that. I'll just leave it up there so I don't forget or whatever. Was there a life insurance policy on him? I know people's been wanting to ask that. I'll just get that out of the way. Not that that's any of our business, but I guess if it has to do with him missing, that's why they want to know. It's just a simple yes or no. We don't have to go into whatever. And that could be for if you know whether he's got it from his real dad, you, or anybody. I'm just saying, does anybody know if there's one floating around out there anywhere?
His father has one on him.
Okay, that's good enough. Now, Chris just dropped off again. Let me see if I can put this back in here. Sorry. And he may be back too. Let's see. Paste. I'm sorry, I have to do it like this.
Y'all, for clarification, no, I did not allow him to beat my son with a belt. He did not beat my son with a belt.
Okay. Josh wants to call in real fast. Let's see. Hold on a minute. Okay, hold on. Just call. Okay. Josh wants to call in real fast. He's been wanting to ask y'all a question, and I guess he can't get me to see it or something. So I just told him to call real fast, if that's okay. He texts me, and I just happen to see it, if that's okay. And nobody take this. I'm trying to get this link back out. So Chris, what kind of stuff? Oh no, he's done. He's probably going crazy. I put the wrong phone number in there. Anyway, there he is. There he is. He's going to come up here just a second. Josh, sorry, I put the wrong phone. I put the wrong number in there.
Can you hear me?
I can. Yeah, I put the wrong number in there. So
okay, is Chris still here?
Can you drop the link again?
He fell down, but yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. When I was talking to Chris earlier, and him and I were messaging, and I asked him about DCS, and he said the only case that DCS has open is because Sebastian ran away.
Okay, sorry about that.
Hey, Chris, Josh was going to call me, and I accidentally punched a.
Now, guys, I need somebody to tell me if a child runs away, do they open a CPS case? And I'm asking a serious question because I have no clue. Is that something they really do? Hey, Cheryl. Hi, Miss Kathy. Thank y'all for coming in. But does anybody know if they really open a CPS case if a child runs away? Because I just never heard of that. I mean, I understand there's a issue because the child did run away. Yeah. See, I know that they were the CPS thing with the Wells, though, was ongoing. They had came the day before, and of course, they said that the Wells said it was closed. However, they were coming back. So I didn't know if it's standard for that to happen. But yeah, let's listen to how Mr. Chris responds to Josh. And of course, definitely if they feel that child could have been harmed. Okay. See, R. Taylor, that's what I think. I think it was a yes. There is a case and it is open. And I think it has to do with the fact that there have been prior cases. Yes, there was, Miss Kathy. There was several reasons for the Wells to have that, yes. But yeah. Okay, so let's hear. And Josh holds his cool. Josh is my hero. I want to be like him when I grow up.
3 instead of a 2 or whatever, and he jumped up here on
That's
panel.
fine.
And, he wanted to ask you something, actually. Sorry.
Fire away, man.
Well, so you and I we had messaged earlier on Facebook, and I had asked you about DCS, and you said that there were no other interactions with CPS or DCS except for Sebastian going missing, which I then told you that's not mandatory necessarily unless CPS was already involved. So
Now,
you're
hold
not
on.
really being honest.
Wait a minute. You asked me, because I'll read the messages to everybody in God and Country. You asked me if there was an active CPS case on Sebastian. That's what you asked. And I told you, yes, there was, because the sheriff's department told us that they had to report it because he was missing. That's what you asked. Now, you also started to ask if there was another case, and there was no other case that I know of that's active. That's what you asked.
Josh?
Yeah, I'm here.
So, like I said, sir, I'm brash. I'm to the point. Be respectful.
Can you hear
And
me?
I will tell you, and I'll be honest, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I got nothing to hide.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, he said, okay. Can you hear him, Josh?
I can hear him, yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Oh, I just said, well, in the messages that I asked that it was pertaining to Sebastian's school, right? Like you just said. And you said, no, other than him going missing, no CPS cases. I don't know. I can't hear. Maybe that.
Convenient how silent, stalling, trying to figure out what exactly to say. It's easy to pretend. Oh, lost signal for a minute.
He didn't say anything. Can you hear him, Chris? Can you hear
Hello?
him?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can now. I can now.
Okay.
Sorry.
So you didn't ask, you asked about active cases. That's what you asked about. And I answered your question.
You did. You answered my question.
Hello? Hello?
He said you answered his question. I can hear you. Can you hear him, Josh?
Okay. I can't hear him.
Okay. Can y'all
So-
now? I think
So
he said
he's asked me, and I can't pull it up because if I pull it up, then we lose contact. But he asked me if there was active DCH, CPS, whatever you want to call it, case with Sebastian. And I said, yes, he's missing. I was told by the sheriff's department that they had to report it. So yes, there's an active case. Is there anything other than that? No, there's not an active case. So my statement that I told you is true.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I get it, the active investigation, but yeah, but you did really. Maybe it's just because of text, but you did make it seem like there was no, like that this was the first time that ever been involved at all.
No, I didn't insinuate. Now, understand something. Words on paper are simply words on paper. Whatever emotions you put behind them is directly proportionate to yourself, not me.
Oh, sir, I didn't put any emotion behind it. I'm just
Well,
saying.
but you're saying you're trying to insinuate on this show.
No, no.
Yes, you did, sir. Yes, because
I'm
you just stated that you said that I made it sound like this. No, I didn't. I told you. I gave you a direct statement, gave you your answer, and that right there is exactly what I'm talking about. Then you called into the show and you said, "Yeah, you're lying." No, I'm not lying. So call a spade, but make sure you're right. Now, to be honest with you, it has nothing to do with finding my son.
You don't think that you don't think? Okay, all right. Well, look, man.
How does CPS have to do with anything finding Sebastian? Because if you're insinuating something,
well, you said they
come out
opened
and
up
say
an
it.
investigation. You said they opened up an investigation. So you tell me what it has to do with him.
Because what did I tell you? That's what you're not listening. The sheriff's department told us that they are required to report it to DCS, CPS, whatever you want to call them. They are required to report it to them. That answer has yet to change. It hasn't changed any of the slightest.
And okay, so that's okay, I get it. So it's the only open investigation.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's the next argument we got? Fire away.
Okay.
I'm not arguing.
Okay, so I was just wondering, like, Katie, let me ask you this, or anybody can answer. So, like, if y'all were at home alone, like, because Chris works out of town a lot, and I just wonder, like, would Sebastian know what to do if there was a house fire? Like, if it was just you and him, does he know how to handle all that kind of emergency stuff?
We have gone over it with him several times, talked about like what to do in case of an emergency, calling 911.
Hello? Wait a minute. What was that? Call 911? Oh my gosh. Do they not think that a missing child is an emergency? Because they didn't call 911. They called straight to the sheriff's department, whose phone line doesn't open until 8 o'clock. And they called at 6, almost 6:30. But yet they're going to teach him in an emergency. Call 911. Him being missing must not have been an emergency to them. Isn't that something?
Run into a neighbor's house to ask for help, known friendly neighbors, how to get out, if a door is blocked and that type of thing. So yes, he should, assuming that he, is able to think in a, sorry, I'm losing my word, like in a panic, like if there's an emergency happening. But yes, we have safety plans that we've gone over as far as like getting out of the house in case of fire and how to get a hold of someone in an emergency.
Okay, so if there was an emergency, would he run out of the house like that barefoot, or would he throw on his slippers? Do you think, because they're by the front door?
Honestly, it could go either way. I know his dad said that he hasn't seen him go outside without shoes on since he was 2. But I, however, have had a different experience with Sebastian where he does go outside without his shoes on. There's been several times where he takes the trash out in his socks, and I'm like, dude, you got to put shoes on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I would say, honestly, it would just depend, I think, on the situation.
Yeah. So you have a padlock. Is that what you said earlier, that you have a padlock on the, like, I forget what they're called, but where you put the code in, a code lock?
Yeah, not a padlock.
I meant, yeah, I didn't mean a padlock. I'm sorry. The code where you put the code in.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So would he turn around if he left and actually put that code in? Do you have to put the code in to lock it back? Is that
he locks the door behind himself every time he goes out it.
okay? All right. I'm just trying to think. Is there anybody like I mean, I don't know if y'all have housekeepers or what. Like, is there anybody you could think of? And I know I'm sure you gave it to the police that might have had the combination that could have come in like while you were asleep that the dogs would not be alerted to or anything like that.
The only people that would have access to my house have all been interviewed.
Okay. Man. I don't know.
And not only that, but if somebody had been by the front door, punched in the code, believe it or not, no, it's not super clear, but you would have seen a shadow or a figure.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Based on, something would have been visible because one of the lights is still visible from that ring camera from across the street.
Yeah.
That has been, like I said, every video, and I've said this through Facebook, everything in the neighborhood. I couldn't talk to you enough positive about my neighborhood because anybody had cameras voluntarily gave up hard drives, flash drives, access to clouds for them. They've let people go in and search their houses multiple times without needing a warrant or a subpoena or anything. They've just openly done it. So, I mean, that's why it's so difficult right now.
Yeah. Now they come out and I know this is part of the investigation, so you may not can answer this, but it was public because we saw them with our own eyes. So they come out about 11 times counting the backyard where they took pictures. Okay. So did they come in and check as well the 11 times or did they do forensics like a luminol or anything like that?
No.
Asking.
No. I can answer. No, they haven't done that. We actually, Katie and I sat down at our table in our dining room, and that's basically where everything conducts itself.
So there's our answer for anybody wondering if there had been luminol done in Sebastian's room, and the answer was no. They did not do that.
We sat down with them in the dining room, and I asked them flat out, I was like, what about fingerprints? Mm-hmm. I mean, can we not take fingerprints? What can we do? Can we check this? Can we check that? And they said no, and they explained why fingerprinting would not necessarily be where they would get a hit, was ridges and things like that compromise the fingerprint.
Yeah.
And he goes, despite TV and the movies, that stuff you see is not necessarily true. I was like, okay, well, that's cool. I just, they said, think of anything. Well, we were thinking and asked them, how about this? And how about that? What about this? What about that? And we got shot down.
Yeah. So, is there or is there not a couch in front of the back door?
No, there is a couch in front of a door.
In front of a door. Okay. I was just wondering, so can he get out the back? Okay, so he can go.
Is there an exit out the back of the house? Yes. That's unobscured from anything? Yes.
Okay, but what I'm asking is, how did you know that he went specifically out the front door? What made you think that?
We presume that he left out the front door. We never know 100%, obviously, but we presume based off of process of elimination, going over it with law enforcement, going over the house, where things are, how things are, Sebastian's routine, and the fact that that's the door that he always uses or prefers to use, because I won't say 100% of the time he does come in with me through another door, but that's the door Sebastian prominently uses. That's the one.
Miss Dorothy, Exactly. Miss Dorothy puts runaway cases, they don't fingerprint in your town. Why would somebody think there would be blood in the bedroom? Body type fluids, fingerprints, if he ran away, right? What a great story to tell. Perfect story. So there was not too much investigation into his bedroom. Makes you wonder.
One that if he were going to sneak out of the house or leave the house for whatever reason, that's the most reasonable door that he would have left out of. Any of the others would have made noise or not
or would
been.
not have been locked.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because
the back door would not lock
from the outside, like the front, no. You'd have to have a key.
So I'm not going to describe every door lock in our house to y'all. Personally, that's a safety thing.
Yeah.
But
okay, I have never known of a door that you cannot lock from the inside unless it was at an office building or something to that sort. But how, if you're living in a home and you have a door that has to be locked from the outside, how do you lock yourself in your house at night? That doesn't make sense to me, guys. It doesn't make sense. Because if you have to lock it from the outside, do you just leave it unlocked all the time? Once you go in? There's got to be a way to lock it from the inside. And if there is a way to lock it from the inside, then you lock it from the inside while it's open and you pull it shut. And it should be locked, right? They're making this way harder than it needs to be. It's common sense.
Don't do that.
Yeah, but what I can say is there's only two doors in the house that he could have gone out where he could have locked
from the
on
outside.
his own or from the outside. And the one he wouldn't have gone out because of how much noise it makes.
Yeah.
Everybody would have, and plus it would have been seen on camera. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I mean, it would have been seen on camera. So by suspicion or reasonable elimination of all these doors, it's.
Did you notice how he caught himself right there? Because in another interview earlier, he had said the one door that makes a noise so bad, we would have heard him. But here he stops and he catches himself. Wasn't that funny?
Front door.
Okay. And there was no windows unlocked or anything like that y'all can tell or could tell. I'm sure they looked at all that.
Yeah, with the screens intact and things like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing exterior of the building of our house has been altered.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why it was like, oh, not only that, but for him to go out the window, so to speak, he would have landed in the flower bed and, barefooted. Yeah, we'd have heard something because he had landed on it and screamed.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we would have. Isn't that something? He caught himself on the door, but he got carried away with the bushes and forgot that we didn't exist that night. It was only her. Or was it, Chris? For there to be a we would have heard. We hearing it. That would mean more than just her. And you saying it, that would pretty much put you there.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let me get these people. I know they're itching for some hard
That's
questions. And I've been, all right. So, let's see. I know that girl has been wanting to ask like what he had on. I don't think Katie heard me a while ago, but, like when y'all were out to eat Sunday, like what he had on, that day, like when he went out to eat.
His
And
tennis,
let's go ahead.
his tennis shoes, jeans, and a black T-shirt with Grogu on the front.
Okay. And and then he changed before he went to bed into the black.
The black sweatpants with the white stripes down the side and a long sleeve black shirt.
Okay. And that, I think,
was
what,
originally listed on the missing poster as a sweatshirt, and everybody mistaken it for a hoodie. That's lost black shirt.
and I, because and I'll have to say, because it did not have stripes on it, it was black sweatpants. It did not say the white stripes on it. So that was a big one for me. That was a huge.
And then another thing, they're not sweatpants. So some of these young cats out there probably don't understand where I'm fixing to go with this. But us older folks, go back and think of the 1980s Adidas pants where you had the white stripes down the side, almost like a tearaway style pants.
Yeah.
That is what the pants were. They weren't sweatpants.
I know what you're talking about, exactly.
That's why I'm like, older folks will know. These younger kids, I don't know if they'll know or not.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I just call them sweatpants, but
well, there's a difference.
Okay, are you ready? Well, let me get some of their questions, and then I'll ask you a really hard. I think it's a hard question.
Okay,
I might put you on the spot, but
nah, you're fine.
Okay, all right. Let's ask theirs first, because I don't want you to go, oh, I'm over here.
No. I gave you my word, and I told you I'll stick to my word.
Yeah, can I ask? Then I'll ask you now before I go to theirs, before I forget.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
What in the world is this on your arm on day 8, the interview? It's a scratch or a bite mark?
Left arm or right arm?
Oh, I don't know.
What the heck does that matter? Left arm or right arm? I mean, that right there is him just being an ass. Sorry for the language, but that's all there is to it. Doesn't matter. Both of his arms had the same markings on them. And for him, let's be technical, crystal clear. But it didn't matter what side.
No, it's the one where you were in the green shirt. And I think it was the right arm.
So right arm slightly above the elbow. I'm guessing.
I think it was right below, if I'm not mistaken.
So I've got 2 spots on one on my hand, and I got one on closer to my elbow. There are 2 spots. We have little Morkies. And I let them nibble, and I've been dumb enough, and I've gotten scratched by the bigger one.
They got their claws clipped and not grinded, so they're rough right now.
Yeah, but I thought you hadn't been home for almost a month, or all month. I thought it looked like fresh scratch. I'm just saying.
when I'm in a green shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were talking to Fox 17.
Okay, Fox 17. I had already been home. So I got home February 26th. That can be released because that's when I came home.
Yeah, you're saying it was a new scratch then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Let's talk about little puppy bites. Little tiny puppy teeth. As those little Morkies get older, their teeth don't get much bigger. They still have those little pointy teeth. There would be poke marks. There wouldn't be marks that line up exactly with Sebastian's teeth. And that has been done and been shown, and it lines up perfectly with Sebastian's teeth.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, no, I came home and those were scratches that are fresh. 'Cause
Okay.
the day I came home, I was actually still wearing my work clothes.
Okay. So y'all, he's saying that is a fresh scratch. So I'll say it now. I have also asked about that picture. So that is a fresh after he got home from his little dogs.
And believe it or not, that is the first time I've heard that question. So thank you. I had not heard that before.
Yeah. So I asked that. So if you see that picture out again that I asked, that's just from where I asked it, I believe today. And I asked it yesterday.
And I believe I was wearing it's like a mint colored button up shirt, I think.
You were?
Yep. There you go.
Yep. Absolutely. So that's where that come from. I knew I was going to stump you with one question.
Pretty close. I was like, wait, hope.
Yep. You thought they all been asked, didn't you?
Yeah, just about. I mean, I've told her.
I tell you what, Mr. Chris, I have questions for you that have not been asked. I have the hard questions for you, Mr. Chris, and I would love for you to come on and answer them.
Told everybody on Facebook, and I said, look, everybody's been nasty and all this, and like, look, I got no problem. I'll answer your questions. Just fire them away. But now I have asked, like, keep in mind, there's like 3 of us and thousands of y'all, so we're trying to get to them. But
yeah. So, so let's see.
Give me a good one.
I'm gonna try to find a great one.
He wants those good questions. He's dying for somebody to try to stump him. I'm not going to stump him. My questions are yes or no. My questions do not need explanations. It would be very short, simple, and sweet. Yes or no? Answer the question.
Did you ever use a belt on him?
Have I ever used a belt on Sebastian? Yes.
Okay.
Outside of his clothes, on his buttocks.
Okay. Please call DV when Sebastian home. Okay. Have you ever had domestic violence called on you when Sebastian was there?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I actually don't have any domestic violence in my history. Period.
Okay. He says he's never had domestic violence, y'all. Okay. Now here's one. Let's see. Hi, Bullhorn Betty. Let's see. Okay. With Sebastian's autism, does he have a violent outburst? If so, what typically triggers the outburst?
I wish I could show y'all this in person. All right. Does he have, when he was younger?
Why is Sebastian's outburst funny to him? Does anybody question that? An outburst is when a child has had enough filled up to the top and explodes. There's nothing funny about a child's outburst.
He probably had some pretty nasty ones. As he's gotten older, between his mama, me, and his dad, and other family members, trying to get him to, like, look, you need to focus on this. Stop doing. Ball your fist up, put them down to your side, like in a very aggressive manner, like you're pushing down, and stomp with one foot. Okay? Mm-hmm. He gets like that when he's throwing his tantrums. And then he brings his hands up in like the military knife hand is what they call it, all four fingers and thumbs pointing outward.
Yeah.
And he's like moving his hands up and down, kind of like he's making a point, kind of. That's to the.
That right there. Blah, 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 blah. That's uncalled for. Uncalled for. This man gets my anger boiling. And they're lucky he just stands there and stomps. My little niece, who has autism, has such emotional outburst that when it starts at school, they grab her and take her to an empty room. She destroys the rooms. I had my sister who had special needs. When she had an outburst, she came out swinging. And during that time, she wouldn't even swat at a fly to try to kill it, to get rid of it. She didn't want to do that. That's not their fault. But when she would have an outburst, everybody in her way was her target. And he's going to sit there and laugh because Sebastian, it sounds to me, is doing everything within his power to contain his anger. There's nothing funny about it.
To the extent of his violent outbreak. But other than that, no.
Yeah. All right. Justin said he wants to understand this. He said, am I understanding this? You hit him with a belt because he didn't have a belt.
No.
No.
Okay.
No. So the question about hitting him on the outside of his clothes on his butt with a belt, that was something that he got in trouble for because he lied to us and he got one lick.
Wait a minute, Mr. Chris. Earlier, you said he came out of the room. You asked him if he was wearing a belt. He said no. You asked him, where's your belt? He said in his room. You said, go get it. There was no lie. Those were your words, Mr. Chris. There was nothing he lied about. Now there's a lie. Or is it that he told the truth on a CPS case and it pissed you off, so it's a lie?
Okay. Let's see. How is it possible, do you think, that Katie, and I'm just asking now, how do you think it's possible that Katie and Sebastian, and Katie, and I can ask you too, you got a voice. Can I ask you why Chris is always speaking for you? I'm just wondering. Why is Chris always speaking for you?
Fire away, babe. Go ahead.
If you're not there, Chris, hold on.
Chris could not resist. Couldn't even hold back and shut up. He had to give her the okay. He had to verbally tell her, go ahead. You got my permission.
If you're not there, people want to know this. If you're not there, how can you answer all the questions?
So if you notice, there's certain questions that you're asking I'm not saying anything about.
I know.
So as soon as you start talking about Sunday.
Yeah. Okay. So
I don't say nothing. Saturday, I don't say nothing. But anything.
Well, it was funny. He knew what would have been like when Sebastian might have crawled out the windows. He keeps answering all those things about Sunday night.
Anything after that from the 6th, from midnight to 6?
Okay.
Being on the phone with her prior to? Yeah,
Yeah.
I can answer those questions.
Okay.
And just so I've told somebody this before. My wife has popped off to somebody on Facebook about it. As nasty as some folks have been, my job as a husband is to protect my wife, my kids at all costs. And I will stand in front of them, beside them, wherever they want to be, and I take all the hard hits.
Why do you have to protect your wife against talking about her own child? There should be no protection against talking about her own child. She was the one that was last seen with Sebastian, and according to her words, she was the only one in the house when he came up missing. Why do you have to protect her against talking about that?
I'm tired of people dragging her through the mud. I'm tired of seeing the stuff that they say about her. Say it to me. I'm okay with it. Say it to me. Leave them alone. Be nice, be respectful, be courteous, and think about a woman whose heart's broken because her son is missing. If everybody would just take a step back for 1 second, go look at your kids and realize you got a kid. Your kid's at your house right now that you can walk up to. They may be in the bed sleeping, but you can walk up to them, give them big old hugs and kisses, tell them good night, and enjoy the moments. Right now, there's 3 parents in this world. Well, more than 3, but right now for this situation, there's 3 parents that cannot do that. So forgive me for standing up and being my wife's rock and foundation, because that's what a marriage is. That's my job.
Okay.
But we do love all of y'all. Doesn't matter. We still love you. Baby, if you want to answer, go for it.
No, I don't understand why it's a problem that my husband helps talk. I mean, I get that y'all want to hear my voice more, but honestly, half the time it's because I'm crying or honestly, I don't have words to explain what I am anymore.
Katie, we haven't heard you cry since day 8. We haven't heard you cry since the last time you were not on camera, and it was obvious to everybody you were trying your best to sound like you were crying. It's been 4 years, and I still cry. 4 years since I lost my son. I still, to this day, cry. But 8 days was the last time we heard you cry.
It's okay. I just wondered. A lot of people was asking that. I'm sorry, I was trying to read some of this. A lot of people was asking that, and just might as well ask it.
No, and we appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. Like you said, thank you.
Let's see. All right, y'all. Let's see. Oh, what did y'all like to do together as a family when Chris was in town and y'all were all together? Like, what was your thing? Did you ever like have a short mini vacation on the weekends? Did you go? I mean, what did you like to do?
Oh, we do all sorts of stuff. He loves Top Golf, so we like to take him there. Dave and Buster's because games.
Yeah.
We've got a few really good parks in the area that he still enjoys going and playing in.
Some hiking.
We do hiking. We go bowling. We have in the summer a family member with a pool, so he absolutely, utterly loves going over there. And We do game nights. He loves playing cards. Uno is currently his favorite game.
Could he swim?
Like a
Like
fish.
a fish.
What was his favorite food?
Well, that
Depends on
depends
what
on which day of the
day.
week.
What day of the week?
Yeah.
He changes his favorite food probably every day.
Yeah.
Chocolate milk has been a long time runner.
Tofu, believe it or not, tofu. He's
Not
he's not a huge steak eater, but
not
steamed tofu.
fried. Not fried and no sauce, just plain steamed tofu and sushi. The boy loves
Oh yeah.
sushi.
Yep.
He loves it.
Did he like going to, did y'all ever take him to the Japanese places where they made that in front?
Shoguns where they cook in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh, the
He-
hibachis, yeah.
He
Yeah.
likes it, but he doesn't at the same time because it's so loud and clanky.
Yeah.
And
So
they use
it's
a lot of the teriyaki style sauce.
Yeah.
When we get his, we kind of have to ask, like, hey, can y'all scoot some over? He doesn't like condiments that much. He really doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris, what time did you get home on Monday? Do you remember?
I want to say it was, well, hold on, let's see here. One something, I think.
Yeah. And then did you have to go back up there and get your camper? I mean, is that what y'all had to go back and get that? Somebody had to drive it
Yes.
back? Or?
No. It's a fifth wheel. It's a fifth wheel.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I couldn't tell. Somebody was just
No. You know, so there's a couple things that, because of this whole situation, I hope families never endure.
Right.
Without going into great details, I almost lost my job.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all listen real close to this, because we've already heard Silver's on the scene when he went to Chris's job. We know that Chris never said a word about Sebastian missing. There was a guy that worked there with Chris who made a post on Facebook saying that he was grumpy, in a bad mood. He made him leave around 10:30 or 11 o'clock. And he never once said a word about his stepson missing. We know that. We've heard that. That's a fact. Now listen to his version.
Over this?
Yes, over this, very much. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How do you lose something like, your job over a missing child's case when they don't even know about it?
And because of that, I was like, well, so I got permission. And I say I got permission. I asked law enforcement, said, hey, I need to go down, go get my fifth wheel, and I need to bring it home.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, and they said, okay. So we told them what day we were going. And we went down there. We weren't even down there, I don't know, 24 hours maybe. I think we were down there maybe 17 hours, long enough to get down there. I finished packing everything up. And I'll say she didn't go. I was down there long enough to pack everything up. I spent the night in my trailer, hooked up the next morning, and came home.
Mm-hmm. So, but will you be going back to work there? I mean, they'll allow you to go back to work there? In Memphis?
Things have worked out. I will be returning to work.
Good. Okay. All right. Good. So why the three-way call?
So, well, I'll
Because
give
I
you.
was
Yeah, okay.
hysterical and screaming and crying and frantic. And so he told me to mute my phone, and he's the one that actually called because at that point I couldn't even make words anymore.
Exactly, TJ. Allegedly, you and Danny Boy went down there, got rid of something, spent the night, and then came home.
So not only that, but if folks know the area, when you call 911, you go to a central dispatching unit. You don't actually go to your local PD unit. You go to a hub on a cell phone. When you tell them where you're at, then they redirect you to the local PD. We don't live inside city limits, so the local PD they're not responding. It's not their jurisdiction.
Mhm.
So we have to call the sheriff's office. So I called directly to the sheriff's office because I know what was going to happen. Bypass it, call them, and then within 10 minutes of that phone call, they were at the house. And when they were at the house, they were at the house in full force.
How many came? Do y'all remember? Was it a lot? Or
Have you've seen the aerial shot of the subdivision, correct?
yes.
Okay, so from our house, go all the way back down to Stafford to that stop sign where Kellen and Stafford meet. Then line cop cars all the way down Kellen out to Long Hollow Road.
Yeah.
That's how many cops came.
Well, is there a reason like y'all didn't go to the vigil? I mean, for real, the one by the high school? Seriously?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
So security reasons. And this is what I'm fixing to tell you is going to spark a whole bunch of stuff in the comments. And I'm not afraid to answer any of this. The young lady who started to organize this vigil never even contacted us. Not one time has any of these vigils taken place as somebody tried to organize them with us as the parents. I think the only one that's been somewhat organized with a parent is the one that was done in Clarksville with Seth. Other than that, the one that was supposed to be out in front of my house was a security issue. My neighborhood said, we don't want it here because our roads don't have sidewalks. We don't have easements. Technically, you're not even supposed to park on the street.
I totally get that part. I don't think anybody would want massive amounts of cars and then people standing in the road. I got that. But knowing that the vigil was coming to them, that didn't work out. We're going to move the vigil over here, just a little bit away from your house. They still didn't go.
Yeah.
We found out about it, and then we found out that they were spreading it all over basically the county and state, and there was like tons and tons of people saying they were going to come. And
Exactly, Blue Eyes. Are you okay if I tell him what he said? Give me a thumbs up, Blue Eyes, thumbs down, something. Okay. Make sure I'm right on this, Blue Eyes. When she has been texting and talking with the Proudfoots, she asked why they don't go to the vigils. He told her those are for dead people. Isn't that correct? I want her to give her stamp of approval so I got everything correct. Yep. He didn't go there. She didn't go there to the vigil because those were for dead people. Those are for people who died. So why don't you go and correct things? Why don't you go and speak out and let him know he's just missing?
There's zero parking here. It's not big gathering spot. So we asked for them to move it to the school, which is literally like half a mile from my house, if that.
It's not even that. It's like a quarter mile
can
down the street.
accommodate all of the people.
Not
Yeah.
only that, but some of the people, like some of the comments and the stuff that's being said. And
I know.
if you're in
I'm
our
reading
shoes,
now. I'm
it
trying
could
to
be
read.
it could be a security reasons, because if somebody shows up acting crazy, that's not kosher. One, it's not coming in our subdivision. I don't want it in front of my house. I don't need thousands of people in front of my house. I appreciate.
You're still talking, but I can't hear you. I could see you're talking if you moved. All right, we'll listen for him. Let's see. Katie, was you still married to Seth when you and Chris met?
No. So, I know he's insinuating that I cheated, and I did not. Seth and I had been separated for, I think, about 2 years and change when I met Christopher.
Yeah.
And we didn't get married until nearly 3 years after my divorce. So, no, I was not cheating and running around.
You know that it's been said that there are rumors, and Chris is not up here now, but it's been said that there is someone in the neighborhood that you have been seeing. Is that any truth to that?
No.
Okay. And there was nobody else in the house that night with you?
Just me and my son.
If that's the case, then Katie, tell us what happened. If it was just you and Sebastian, then you hold the key. Tell us what happened. Tell law enforcement what happened. Tell them the truth. Don't tell them some spinned out version of what Chris has concocted. Tell the truth. You hold the key.
Can you tell me more about that 3-hour phone call? I mean, is that normal? Something normal that y'all did every night?
Yeah. So my husband works out of town, as y'all all know. And yes, it is regular that we talk every evening or all throughout the day. We call each other here and there. We chat off and on. That's how we're involved, and we're our version of spending time with each other, because, on a different situation where, both people come home from work at a normal time, you sit down, you have dinner, you spend time with your spouse, and it's hours of time that you're spending with them. We don't have that physically when we're separated by work, so we spend it on the phone. We talk while we're having dinner, and we most of the time the phone's on speaker and Sebastian talks to him and whatnot, but that's the way that we are still spending time and talking about our day. And
Yeah, I mean, if it's, every night, I mean, that would kind of get boring to me. I mean, everybody's different, but I just wondered if it was something normal, that y'all did, or it was just that one night, or a couple of nights before or anything like that. I didn't know if it was normal. I wouldn't, it's not something I would do. So, I'm not saying y'all don't. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, mine goes, just go.
Well, and then that's normal for some people. Not everybody wants to, spend that much time with their spouse, but I enjoy being around my spouse and not my husband. And, and I enjoy that he's a part of my life and a part of, the family. And for us, that is our normal, albeit some other people, may not
Yeah.
the same way. Not everybody wants to be around somebody all the time, but sometimes, just being on the phone, you're just kind of sort of spending time together.
But is that not, and I think this is a fair question. I'm not trying to be mean, but is that not, and this has nothing to do with Sebastian being gone, but it kind of does. I'm just weird like this. So, but is that not taking time away from your son that you could be spending with your son?
No.
Being on the phone?
No, because I'm not on.
Woo, woo, woo. That was quick. No. They hadn't answered a question that quick. But when it came to taking time away from being with her son that night, no. Not at all. Well, obviously it did, Katie. It interfered because when you heard a thud, you were too busy talking on the phone to Chris or sleeping on the couch or studying that you couldn't get up and go check on your son.
On the phone during all of that time. I'm not on the phone every minute of the day with him. I'm on the phone in the evenings after bedtime until I go to sleep, that type of thing. I spend time with my son from the time I get home until the time he goes to bed.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I don't know. That's just kind of not something that, I don't know. A lot of people just find weird, and
a lot of people don't have long distance marriages either, so I'm sure they could. But if they were in this situation, then maybe they would have a different opinion or point of view. But I don't think it's weird to spend time with your spouse on a regular basis.
Yeah. And what about, and Chris, do you are you're off nights, or do you work, do you mind telling, do you work night shift, or is it days, or do you mind, is that okay to ask, or?
Yeah, no, that's fine to ask. So in my line of work, you really don't have, I would say, a normal set schedule. I'm going to give you an example. So helping a guy out right now till I go back, I'm filling in for a guy. His shift starts at noon and doesn't get off until midnight tonight.
Yeah.
That's not your normal shift, so it kind of depends. Some crane operators, depends what's going on the job site, determines on like the hours, because if you're doing a concrete pour.
Wait, what? Concrete? You're pouring concrete, Chris?
You may be up there for 18, 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It just
for the
kind of
record,
depends.
because a whole bunch of people just snapped back at me because I did say that I talk to my husband on the phone when I eat dinner, and I do. And I also said not every single day. Most of the time, we talk from bedtime until I go to bed or one of us falls asleep. But I also said that he interacts with Sebastian as well, because he does.
Yeah. I don't know. For some reason, my chat is not moving, and I'm having to stroll it. That's why I keep doing that. I don't know why. And I don't know how far behind y'all I am. Chat. I don't know how far this is behind, but I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm kind of scared to refresh it because I don't want to lose nobody. Let me try to refresh it. Y'all don't go anywhere. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Sure.
Let's see if it reloads.
Okay, guys. While she is reloading, let's see. There's still a lot left. This is a 3-hour interview. Do y'all want to have a part 3? Y'all let me know what y'all want to do. And while I'm waiting for y'all to let me know for sure, I want to ask if y'all will make sure you hit that thumbs up if you like what we're doing over here. If you like what you've heard. Even those in the bushes, if y'all don't mind, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please, please, please consider it. Okay. Part 3 it is. Woo-hoo, all right. Yeah, it's kind of long. And we've gone over a bunch. We've already been on here over 2 hours. So, yeah. We'll do a part 3 tomorrow. Hey, Just Me. How you doing? I do appreciate everybody that's come in and been here tonight. I put out my opinion on here, but my opinion is because of the words that they say. I don't just look at them and say, I don't like them. No, it's not the way it goes. But when you hear the words they say, I don't like it. I don't like to hear words that do nothing but tear down a child. And he was 15. He was still a child, a young man. But you don't do that to your children. You don't talk and lie about the situation. It's possible, in my opinion, that Chris, when he said that we might not ever find him or we would never ever find him, it's possible in his mind he was thinking that if they did not give correct and accurate things that happened that day, the day after, or in that house that night, if they told lies, caused distractions, that nobody would even know which way to go. So it's possible we may never find him. Maybe that's the way they were wanting it to. Maybe that's what they wanted to happen. I don't know. But in my heart and in my mind, what I hear from these two is nothing that benefits Sebastian. There's really nothing they're giving us that would benefit finding Sebastian. Sebastian is lost. He's been lost since the very first day they spoke. On that very first interview, they lied. Their stories were simple. They've evolved a lot over time. But that very first interview, they did nothing to help find Sebastian. They did nothing to help with anything. But maybe that was their goal from day one. Maybe that was their agreement. And when I say I really feel sorry for these two people, I say that because we've heard that there was a divorce about to happen. They were separated. They were not living together. Then this happens. They're connected. One can't tell on the other without getting one in trouble, getting themselves in trouble, basically. That's the way I feel. That's the way I see it. And if that's the case, then they're both going to lie to protect each other. They're in this together. But they're not in it for Sebastian, obviously. And I feel sorry for them because that's no way to have a marriage. That's no way to reconcile a marriage. To have stuff hanging over you 24/7. Now, tomorrow is court for Bullhorn Betty. Y'all keep her in your prayers. Pray for the judge to have an open and clear mind and not be in the pockets of this family. Because although a lot of us don't agree with the way she does things or handles things or says, she didn't deserve what she's got going now. This is a straight up Bowersox Proudfoot move. Yeah, Blue Eyes, let's hope Mommy B don't know them at all. Yeah, the first one to leave, the other is going to tell off. Yeah, but I think they're stuck together because if one gets told on, the other one gets incriminated too. Yes, her mother and her little pup is still in Florida right now. Hurricane is on land. The eye has crossed over into the land. Still has a way to go to get across, but pray for everybody in the area of this hurricane. Pray for Betty. Be on the lookout for court tomorrow. I just want things to be fair. It's down to a category 2 right now with winds at 110 miles per hour. It's moving at 16 miles an hour. So it has slowed down because once it started moving to land, it was going about 22 miles an hour. So it has slowed down some. But goodness, we will gather back here tomorrow and finish this up. And I do ask, who is Laura? Who's Laura? Oh, Laurie. Laurie, isn't it Laurie? That is Katie's best friend. And she and her son were supposedly staying there with Katie prior to Sebastian leaving. So Clue and CP are cousins, and she's motivated to lie. Yes. You know, I don't see where Bullhorn Betty has done something way worse than what they have done. She's not done anything to have to go to jail. She hasn't done anything. I think she's a smart person and she knows her rights. And so let's just hope the judge knows the rights of her. But anyways, guys, this case just is so frustrating. And going back and listening to things, and we can go back and listen to the interviews they did with the TV stations. I will not be playing the first interview they did. I won't play that on my channel, but we can start with the second interview and we can talk about the differences. But it's going to be the same as this with Smiley. They had already had plenty of interviews prior to this. They had got all the kinks worked out of it. And that's not the way the truth is. You don't have to work out the kinks when you tell the truth. So, with that being said, I love you all so much. Thank y'all for being here. But we will continue tomorrow and we'll finish it up tomorrow. It's good to hear this. It's good to be reminded. And it's so sad at the same time how they're not on here begging for Sebastian to come home. It's the saddest thing ever. But I feel bad for them, guys. They have no clue. And one day they're going to wake up. And one day it's going to be too late. Okay, guys. Y'all have a super great night. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here and supporting me, even through my coughing fits and my having to mute out to blow my nose. I thank you. Y'all are so sweet and so precious. And we will do this again tomorrow. So, with that being said, love and hugs, everybody. Good night.